I just remember this one experience which was just horrible when I was younger. And like, I used to have nightmares about it. Like, I think I'm quite a sensitive person, I think, in some respects, because I think I just take things to heart way too much. Because I remember, like, I used to get, like, night terrors and things like that, and, like, and also I just used to get horrific nightmares when I was younger. I mean, night terrors, you don't really remember what you were doing. It's like, my mum used to come in and I'd be, like, screaming about snakes at the end of my bed, and she'd be like, there aren't any snakes there, Emily. And I'd be like crying and screaming and whatever, and then like the next morning I didn't even know I was doing it. It's really weird. Apparently it's really like common in kids that age, but anyway, but I used to have these horrific nightmares. And one of these experiences at the Down School was when this girl, I'm not going to name or anything, but like when she was the one who sort of didn't like me and kind of segregated me from like the girl group. And I remember this one time when we were just coming in from games, and like our games was quite a while away. It was like really sport obsessed, this place, which was good because I lost loads of weight. But like she went to the classroom, and like all the other girls had just gone in. We were sort of running over. That's what you do. I think it was like a game of Kiss Chase was going on at the same time. I don't know. But we always used to run from games to our classroom, and it was like a little race or something. But like, for some reason or another, like, I was the last one there, and she like got everyone to like close the door on me and wouldn't let me in. And like, what actually happened was this boy, Jonathan Dunkley, who like, I don't know, fancied me or whatever, and it was like the scariest experience of my life. Not really, but he like banged my head on the wall and like forced me to kiss him, and it was the most horrible thing ever, and they wouldn't let me in the door. It was horrible. Sounds really pathetic now, but it was just one of those things where like, it was just horrible. But yeah, and then I started eating again. I left that school and I went to Clifton High, which was like, it was still mixed school in the junior school, but upper school I went to all girls. But I'm just trying to think of other. This is so strange because I just feel like I'm making a big deal of something that's just not a big deal. But like, yeah, quite a bit later than that, I like got a bit bigger as well when I left the Down School. But like, my parents went on Weight Watchers and I decided to go along with them because I was really unhappy about my weight and stuff. And I remember I got like really obsessive when I went on Weight Watchers. I was like addicted to like controlling how much I ate, and at the end of the day, if I'd eaten the smallest amount of points that I was allowed to, I felt like I'd really accomplished something that day, and I like felt properly good about myself if I'd lost. Not that I'd lost the losing the weight was also nice, because like you'd go and you'd get weighed, and like, oh, that was just the nicest feeling. But the thing was I was like almost in a way competing with my parents, who were a lot bigger than me, and like it wasn't really, I mean, comparing myself to them, and the fact that if I lost more weight than them that week, I felt really pleased, was a bit retarded, because like, you know, if you're bigger, the bigger you are, the easier it is to lose it in some respects, and like scientifically speaking, not like mentally or anything. And yeah, I remember like I got really obsessed with that. My parents like took me off it because they were worried about me. And at the same time, it was really odd because like I've had quite a lot of anorexic friends, and like it wasn't something like I was gonna get into, I didn't think. But at the same time, I think I was quite close to it. And yeah, and after that happened, I got really obsessed with my work for a whole year, and like I became like really hermited and like isolated, and I didn't go out because I had too much work and stuff like that, and I got like properly obsessive about my work. And at the same time, this was before I even knew that I had dyslexia or ADD, and I have this thing where like I hate feeling like I'm stupid, and when people make me feel stupid, I don't know, I actually want to die. I don't want to die, but that's a bit dramatic, Emily. But like, that's the one thing I hate more than anything, is feeling stupid. Or feeling like people think I'm stupid, or like I'm an idiot or something. I despise that. It's like the one thing I try and get away from all the time, because like for me, feeling stupid is just the idea that I might be stupid is like the worst thing in the world. Crazy as that sounds. And I don't know, like, I can't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, when I became obsessed with my work, and like I worked myself into the ground, like my parents were really worried about me, and like I basically I ended up having like a psychological test and stuff. Like, I swear I make myself sound a lot more crazy than I am. I'm quite normal. And yeah, so I had this psychological testing, which basically turned out that I was like, at 14 points, I had like 12 for like ADD, so I was pretty horrifically, you know, I had ADD pretty badly, which is attention deficit disorder, by the way. Not the hyperactive one, it's just that my concentration's poor. But basically it does mean that you have like hyper focusing, which is like when you're actually interested in something, you can completely zone everything out and become just completely focused on that thing, which is why sometimes like people like me are quite good at like creative subjects, apparently. I don't know why, but and also I was like slightly dyslexic, but I don't think it really bothers me too much, the dyslexia. Well, it does. I have like some sort of it's to do with language, my dyslexia. It's odd. It's like I struggle with finding the right word for something. And like vocally, I'm okay, but when it comes to like writing stuff down, it takes me a very long time to try and figure out what I'm gonna say, because like a link in there somewhere just doesn't quite make it. Christ, I've been talking for a long time. But yeah, so what was I thinking about with that? Can't remember where I was going. I was talking about obsessive behaviour, and then I started talking about ADD. Oh yeah, my psychological testing. And like it turned out that like I'm not stupid, because I had like an IQ test. And like scientifically I'm not stupid at all. But like even when I had that, it wasn't really that encouraging. It just like, it was nice because it felt like, oh well, that's why I find those things difficult. But like the whole time I've been at school, like I've just had teachers who were just like, oh, Emily never concentrates, she's like, she's not an idiot or anything. But like, I don't know, like even, I don't think people even did tell me I was an idiot, but I really felt like a lot of my teachers just thought I was a moron. And especially because I did well at sort of subjects like English, textiles and art. Those are subjects I was like really good at. I could just tell that, you know, teachers who taught other subjects just thought like, oh, art student, you know, they're not very intellectual, not very intelligent people, you know, academic subjects, maths, sciences, and like, I just feel like I've grown up with that now, and it's just the most frustrating thing that people think I'm stupid just because of the subject I do. I don't know why, but I've got such a severe problem with it, because the subject I've chosen makes me feel stupid. But at the same time, like, I come to university and I honestly think our subject is very difficult, and I think it's just as difficult as other subjects. In fact, I don't think anyone's subject is more difficult than someone else's. They're just different. They're different